So we have just led our third track at truLondon, talking about the candidate experience. As we would expect, it provoked a lot of healthy debate. Bill, do you want to just give us some key takeaways, discussion points from that session?
I think the first thing is we have a lot of concentration and focus on the big picture, a lot of blaming of technology, and there's no doubt about it, some of that leaves a lot to be desired. But then actually there's also so many things which you can affect, which you can impact, like the acknowledging people, making sure people know what the next process is, giving people feedback from a recruiter point of view, that really we should be talking about the small steps. While we have the big picture in mind, we should be, I think it's the responsibility of every recruiter to start looking at what are the things I can change, rather than the things that I can't, and how can I actually make a difference on a one-to-one level. And I think the other thing is it's not all about the technology, and I think we get the technology that we deserve, because if people decided candidate experience was important, they wouldn't buy the technology that provides a bad candidate experience, and pretty quickly that technology would change.
But we also talked as well about, at what point the candidate becomes a candidate, and what do we do pre somebody even engaging with a company, so helping build that and leveraging that employer brand.
How do we actually do that? I think it's just making sure that people know, making sure candidates know what's going to happen, making sure we show them the right content, actually trying to start thinking about persuading people not to apply rather than to apply, and being rejection managers. We reject the majority of the people, so how do we go about doing that?
And we said that, obviously we shared a lot of data that came out through the Candidate Experience Awards, the inaugural ones in the UK last year, and one of the key findings there was that there's a very high percentage, according to which part of the process you look at, but up to 60% of companies are not actually asking candidates that have gone through the process.
Don't measure it, and those people that do measure it tends to be a reflection of measure of the whole process. How was it? By which point you've forgotten what, depending on what the outcome is, you've forgotten what your experience was when you clicked on a job board link, or when what information you got given the first time you applied. You've forgotten that level of detail when you've got deep into the process. You tend to remember what the last action was, and that actually we should be, if we want to change candidate experience and what's going on, we need to measure everything in the process. Can't measure it, can't manage it. It's an old saying.
So, some just quick top tips for companies. What do you think are the key things that people can do to improve?
Well, the first thing is that I think they've got to get involved in the Candidate Experience Awards. They've got to know what the candidate is. They've got to start benchmarking what they do against others, which is what the purpose of the Candidate Experience Awards are. So I think to actually measure every process, go apply for a couple of jobs on your own career site, see what that's like. I think actually map out what your process is, so you can look at it and say, actually, when are we giving feedback, what are we doing, and start thinking about recruiter experience, and just get that bit right.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks everybody.